They are the greatest band in rock and roll history, the Rolling Stones. 8:02 the time. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Mornings with Ed show. Delighted that you're with us on an absolutely perfect Laguna Beach morning. We sit directly across from the iconic Lifeguard Tower on the world's most beautiful beach, Main Beach. And as we do each and every Monday morning, the folks at Sawdust Art Festival and the 33rd Annual Winter Fantasy are sponsoring this morning's Artist Corner. And I am delighted to welcome Kate Cleaves into the Artist Corner today. A very, very good morning to you, Kate. How are you today?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being up early. Are you normally up at this time of day?
I'm an early bird for sure.
All right, that's good to know. And you found the studio and parking and everything's right. All right, good,
yeah, so
good.
Beautiful.
Thank you. First of all, you're always the most colorful person first of all, at the festival, the most colorful. And you came very colorful today.
Thank you.
Colors are important. What is that? Give me your connection to color before we get started into the conversation.
Well, for me, I view color, and this is only me personally, but as something. It's part of my high vibrational self.
Okay.
So it's part of the way I express myself. It's also just the way. I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like it ups my frequency a little bit.
Right.
And I was just reading this book yesterday. Your Soul's Plan by Robert Schwartz.
Okay.
And he uses this analogy where if you have a glass of water and you drop just one drop of colored pigment into it,
right,
it affects the whole glass of water.
Right.
And so for me, that's kind of how I see my role in the world, and how I feel like we all should. We all affect our frequency, our color, what we're putting out there, right, whether we're doing it just for ourselves, even if we're like on a mountaintop alone somewhere, we're still affecting the whole frequency of the planet.
So it's funny you say that. So as I walk through Sawdust, and I've been through several times during the Winter Fantasy here, as I walk through, I get a little happier when I pass your booth. Whether or not I stop and say hello, as I pass your very colorful and very well put together booth, I get a little happier. And I think that maybe that's the pigment drop of water.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming to do. So thank you.
All right. So how's Winter Fantasy been?
It's been amazing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. And you've got just 1 week left. This final weekend coming up.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I want to remind our listeners it's your last chance this weekend to purchase that special item, those special gifts for people you love, and maybe even people you don't love so much, but you want to get them something. I went to your booth and I picked up earrings, and I shouldn't say this because she listens. God, I let the cat out of the bag. My daughter listens to the program. But I picked up some earrings for my daughter at your booth, and I find that you've incorporated all of your talents into the making of each of your pieces. So each of your pieces kind of incorporates everything that you do.
Thank you.
So do you have a preference as to painting or as to jewelry or multimedia?
No, for me, I like the variety.
Right.
So, it's like I went to school for painting, so that's kind of my main thing, and I love painting, expressing myself that way. But if I'm in the studio all day, every day, just painting, I go a little stir crazy.
Right.
So I have my handmade stuff too. I have the earrings, I have my mixed media fairies that I make, and they all kind of feed each other, like you said.
Right.
So.
And the fairies. Mm-hmm. So give me the creation, the evolution of the fairies.
Yeah.
Where does that come from in your head?
Oh my goodness, they're so special to me.
Right.
I started making them about 20 years ago. Right. At my grandmother's house. And she was always my inspiration. She was the creative one in the family, always making stuff with us as kids. And when I was in college, I would just bring a bag of just random stuff over to her house, and we'd work on things together. And they were just born randomly out of thin air one day at her house. I loved fairies growing up. I feel a connection. I still feel a connection to the fairy realm. And so they started there, really simple.
Right.
And they've evolved over the years. They're now almost like I kind of look at them a little bit almost like a modern day Kachina doll, where there's different animals, and I'm trying to use them as a way to kind of pass on sacred information from different cultures that might not have everything written down, passed down by word of mouth. So trying to keep some of that sacredness alive and pass on to the children and things like that.
And okay, so you hit it again. There's a I'm privy to loving fairies for some reason, and yours are the best I've seen ever. They really are. They speak to you. They speak to, as you pass. Maybe that's why I'm so happy when I pass by you. You get spoken to, and your art speaks to people. I'm curious as to something you've said. You said that your desire is to create a moment in our illusion of time and space where the realm of the unseen becomes assimilated within the material world.
Yeah.
Explain that to us, please.
Yeah. So it's like
And
I feel like
I use fairies as the example of that, so
Yeah,
please explain that, please.
It's like I think, in this, especially in this modern society, we forget that we're all part of this. Like our existence, just our existence alone, is this magical, is magic.
Right.
You zoom in like on a microscopic level, you see these amazing fractal patterns. You zoom out on a macroscopic level, you see these amazing fractal patterns. We're all part of this infinite web, this eternal dance of everything.
Right.
And we're in our phones all day. We're walking around. We're like, we got things to do. We're just in our minds. And I like to use my work as a way to kind of give people a place to kind of stop and look and remember that we're part of this amazing, fantastical life. We're these souls experiencing in the physical realm, but we're also still soul beings experiencing ourselves in the soul level as well. So, so try to use my paintings as a way, and my art and the fairies as a way to kind of remind people of that magic.
Oh, that's beautiful. As an adult, do you still connect to the child that was Kate?
Oh, yes.
Do you?
100%.
All right. Tell me about growing up. You grew up in Maine, in Portland, Maine?
I did, yeah.
Tell me about growing up in Portland, Maine, and the start into art. Who started you, and how did you get started?
I mean, my mom always says that I've been holding, I've been creating art since as long as I could hold a crayon. And I have this really specific memory when I was about 3 years old. I was down in our finished basement making something for her to hang on the wall, and she said to me, "What will we do without you to make the world more beautiful?"
Oh.
And I was like, that's it. That resonated with me. I'm like, that's my mission in this world. And my parents were so supportive of me. I went to college early. I was 15, my first semester. I was homeschooled all up until then.
Okay.
So they always just encouraged me to express myself and to follow my passions, which was always art. It was performing art, visual art, all of it. And Maine is a magical place in its own, I grew up by the ocean and in the forest, and it's got this energy there, that's really special. So I love it. I still, I'm a Mainer at heart always.
Right. Were your parents artistically inclined?
My mom is very creative.
Okay.
She's we come from a long line of bakers, and her creativity comes out in her baking.
Yeah.
And
that can be an art right there. I
It
mean,
is.
food is an art.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah, she
Right.
makes amazing wedding cakes, and everything she touches is beautiful.
Right.
So.
Did you pick up the baking bug?
I do, yeah. For me, now that I live so far away, I moved away when I was in my mid-20s, and
Right.
I was the only one of my family on this side of the country, and it's the way I kind of connect to my ancestors and my family. That's kind of my meditation, speaking now. So.
You blur the lines between internal and external.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to me.
Yeah, so giving the, like we were saying before, like the unseen, like color, like
Right.
adding color, like interpreting something that might be a feeling, that you have, and giving it a place to live in the visual world.
Right. Do you find in the animal kingdom in particular, and the amazing spectrum of colors that are within the animal kingdom and life from them, do you I saw this Bengal tiger that you did, and there is literally not just life coming from the tiger, but there's love coming off the canvas.
Yeah. Oh, thank
So
you.
do you feel that as you're painting, and where did that image come from in your head?
I do for sure feel that as I'm painting, and that was actually during a meditation that I was taught by some medicine teachers that have teachings from the Amazon.
Okay.
And there's a meditation you do where you breathe in, you clench all your pelvic floor muscles. It shoots all the energy up to your pineal gland. You press on your eyes a little bit, a little kind of firm, and you'll start to see your own unique light codes, like your soul looking back at you.
Okay.
And the first time I ever did it, I saw something flying towards me, and I was like, is it a dragon? What is coming? And then coming out of the mist, it was this head of this Bengal tiger, this winged Bengal tiger.
Okay.
And so that is kind of, that was the first image I've ever seen. Now often the jaguar comes to me, and that represents something different. But that part of the Bengal tiger, the winged Bengal tiger, I feel is part of my soul, and for me also represents love.
Right. Do you is there any of your artwork, whether it's painting or something else, that comes from a darker place? Do you find creativity in darker places?
For me, I don't express it. Like I don't, it's not something that I want to share as much with the world. I think it's really important that people integrate their shadow work in themselves. And I've been through a lot of dark things, and I've seen it all. But for me, I use that to it helps my light shine brighter. So for me, it's like, it's like the dark pushing on the light, and it's just going to make that shine brighter, and it's going to make me want to share that light more with the world.
So you don't hold darkness in. You find a way to express it, but really just within yourself.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a mirror image. You take the darkness and you make it light.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Wow, look at me. I'm kind of a I'm trying to be a psychologist here. I'm not really trying. I swear. You say that you believe we're the creators of our own reality, and therefore we hold a great responsibility to ourselves and our communities. Tell me about your responsibility to the community.
Yeah. So, it's for myself, and I believe for everyone else. It's not necessarily, we don't want to be. When I say responsibility, it's not like, it's our responsibility to wake somebody else up. It's our responsibility to wake ourselves up. And the more we do that, the more people see us in balance, the more they're going to want to resonate with that and become in balance themselves. Right. And, we live in this world where all this crazy chaotic stuff is going on. And, some people, it's easy to become apathetic, or it's like, I can't help, all this stuff is happening. But really, it is your responsibility to, take care of yourself, become in balance. If you see something wrong, do what you can. Right. Take care of the earth. It's your responsibility to shine that light as bright as you can, I believe. Yeah,
perfectly said. Perfectly stated, by the way. Take some money out of petty cash over there, please. That was perfectly stated. Do you work on while you're, and I know that it keeps you busy, for instance, being at Winter Fantasy and having a show and having the booth, it keeps you busy. Yeah. Can you work on stuff while you're doing that?
Oh, at the show?
At the show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, I'm making a lot of, I'm working on my fairies most of the
Okay.
weekend while I'm there, yeah.
Right. And are the fairies, are you finding that the guests to Winter Fantasy, are they purchasing fairies or more earrings or what?
It's fairy. It's so funny. Like, I was just laughing with my husband the other day. I'm like, the fairies are paying the rent. It's like all summer, all winter. Like, I feel like I can still feel my grandmother, like my Nana, like kind of like laughing with me, Right. It's like, if we only knew 20 years ago, that's how I would be making my living now.
Fairies. It's the fairies.
It's the fairies, yeah.
Forget that amazing giant mural that I made. Murals. Let's talk murals for a second. And the difficulty, of conceiving a mural. I can only imagine how difficult it is to even conceive one. When you work on a mural, do you first draw it on paper and then it becomes the mural, or are you kind of free form and?
I definitely have an idea ahead of time,
right.
And it's different for each client. Some people have something really specific that they want, and so in those scenarios, I'll do renderings first, whether it's on Procreate on my tablet, or if it's hand-drawn or paintings, and we'll work something out ahead of time.
Right.
Then I have some people that are like, they'll just show me their space, and they'll be like, this is my space. I get to know them, what they like, color schemes, things like that.
Right.
Those are actually my favorite to do, because they kind of flow, the murals themselves flow more freely, and painting kind of has its own life.
Right.
Even when you're just doing one canvas, sometimes a painting wants to go in a certain direction, and if you have this preconceived idea of how it's supposed to be, you'll be able to feel that like staticness, that stuckness in it, if you just keep to like your strict, like what the original concept.
Right.
But if you let it flow, it really takes on its own life, and you can really feel the energy in that. So those are my favorite ways to do it.
So as an artist, being kept in a box is absolutely there's unheard of for you.
For me, I know it's like I have my own style. Everyone has their own style, but for me, it's I just feel my work flows better that way.
Right. Do your parents have any of your early works? Like, do we have like a finger painting from Kate up on the refrigerator somewhere?
Yeah, my parents have not thrown anything away. I go back there and I'm like, I got to come help you clean out your basement because all of my stuff, from childhood to college to before I moved out there in my 20s, they have it.
Right. And you seem really super modest. On top of everything else, you're really super modest. Is there a piece from childhood or something that you go, yeah, I can see the talent in this girl? Is there a piece that you can just for a moment step outside and go, yeah, I can see where this person became an artist?
It's funny, like I can't think of anything specifically for myself, but my mom always tells this story about when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Right.
The first time she really knew that I was going to be an artist was that I drew like a bird nest in a tree, but I drew it from the perspective of being up high. So I drew it from like the top of the tree and the bird nest like really big, and then the tree going down to the point, Wow. She was like, okay, most 5-year-olds aren't drawing like this.
Those are skills at 5. Are you kidding me? Those are mad skills at 5 years old. What are you working on now?
Oh man! So right now, because we're in the show, it's like Fairy Central.
Okay,
and I'm excited about it. I do a lot of animals. I've got another Bengal tiger. Like I sculpt the heads out of clay and paint them and everything. Really excited about that. But I'm also most excited for when the show is over. I've got these other projects. I'm working on a not necessarily children's book, could be for anybody, like a coffee table book of beautiful illustrations, an animal alphabet book of all really unique animals.
Okay. Ooh, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have a favorite animal?
Oh my gosh. I'm like such an animal person.
Right.
That
Is there an animal that you feel you would be in another life?
Yes. So for me, my medicine animal, as you would say, is a raven.
Okay.
I love ravens.
All right.
They're connections between the spirit world and this world. They have sense of humor. They like shiny things. It's like all of my characteristics into one animal.
Right.
But I'm also just fascinated with all of these. And there's so many amazing animals that look mythological, that are real, that we don't even know about.
Right.
And I feel like if, as kids, we grow up knowing a certain number of animals.
Right.
And I feel like if, starting at a young age, you are aware of all these other animals, maybe a lot of them wouldn't be as endangered.
Right.
There'd be a lot more awareness and knowledge, and just getting them out there, just getting the magic, showing again that we live in this magical world.
Do you see yourself on a photographic safari?
That would be amazing. I would love to do that.
All right, and then you would obviously come back and paint the pictures.
Yeah,
Is that right? Okay.
I would love to do that. I would love to see as many, wild animals in their habitat as possible.
Right. Are you an ocean person? Do you find? Are you? I'm sorry. Yeah. They're sweeping the streets as we roll by. She just put her finger to her ear. I can't hear you. Are you an ocean person? And do you find a beauty underneath the water?
100%. And in fact, I always tell people my husband is a merman.
Okay.
He is scuba. He's in the ocean as much as possible.
Right. Does he have webbed feet, by the way?
That I can't disclose.
Okay.
But it's amazing because he's also a photographer. He's an artist with me at the Sawdust.
Okay.
We work on collaborations, and he takes beautiful underwater photography as well.
Okay.
So I love it because he'll go down there and take these pictures of things that, I don't scuba, so I don't get to go see them.
Right.
So he'll go down and bring all this magic up to me, and then I'll be able to work, paint from there, or be able to see all the beauty that he's brought back.
Right. Well, you know what? I love the fact that the artists kind of gravitate toward each other. How did you guys meet?
We met in San Francisco through a mutual friend, my best friend.
Okay.
She introduced us.
Like a blind date type of thing?
No, it was really synchronistic and random. He was in town visiting another mutual friend.
Right.
I was face painting at a party there.
Okay.
I actually had another date I was supposed to go on that night. And he came with their mutual friend, and she just knew. She was like, I think you should cancel your date and stay and hang out with us instead. And I was instantly like, done. Did it. We never stopped talking. He lived down in Southern California. I lived up in San Francisco. We did long distance for a year and a half. Just never stopped texting from the moment we met. And, we just, after about a year and a half, we're like, okay, we need to live together. This is getting crazy.
Right.
And we were taking little trips around California, trying to figure out, weekend adventures, trying to see where we wanted to live. Right. Laguna was just a random weekend getaway. We came here, and driving into the canyon, like the hairs on my arms started standing up. Like I could feel something special was happening. Right. And we got here, and I was like, this place is magical. Yeah. This is what I was always searching for my whole life, And then we were in a gallery downtown, and someone told us about the Sawdust Festival. And he's like, you have to go. It's the coolest thing in Laguna. Right. And so we went in there, and within 4 seconds, it really is. Yeah. Within 4 seconds of walking in, I just looked at him. I was like, jumping up and down. I'm like, can we move here, please, please, please? And he's like, yeah, sounds great. So we moved. That was 2018. We moved here in 2019 into this magical little beach cottage that I swear I manifested. And we got into the winter show that year, and then we've been, I feel like we're lifers now at the Sawdust.
Oh, that is so cool. What a great story.
Yeah.
So what hangs on your walls? Who are the artists that you admire, and what kind of stuff do you guys have on your walls?
Well, first of all, it's very funny because we live in a tiny beach cottage. We barely have any walls.
Oh, I know. I get that. I totally get that.
The first piece of art we ever put up was from our fairy godmother at the Sawdust, Sheila Lind. Okay. She also made this hat that I'm wearing right now.
Which is absolutely magnificent, by the way. And I need to describe it to our audience. It is a pink and multicolored, absolutely gorgeous hat. It is wonderful.
She's amazing. And she's the reason we got in the first year. We love her art. Her art's super whimsical. We love all the colorful, whimsical, surreal stuff. That's what we love. And I actually went to pick up a painting from her that I was going to get for my husband as a gift. And she was like, Actually, he went to pick it up from her, and she was like, "You guys want to get into the winter show? Come with me. The applications just came out." She went and introduced him to everyone up there, and it was the last day. We ended up being like the first ones on the list, like on the waiting list, and it just by magic, someone dropped out at the last minute, and we got in that year. So Sheila Lind and her husband Don, they're our fairy godparents there.
There's a lot of magic in your life. There appears to be a lot of magic and a lot of universal interlude.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I've absolutely enjoyed loving this. If you wanted our listeners to know anything about you or your art or your, where do we find your art, first of all? Where do we find you?
Okay, so it's my name. My website is katecleaves.com, KATECLEAVES.com. I'm also on Instagram, which is just my name again, at Kate Cleaves. Okay. And you can always come see us at the Sawdust.
All right. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about one particular piece, and that is the giant snake eating its own tail for eternity.
Oh, yes.
The thought behind that and the magnificence of that. Talk to me about that.
I mean, again, we're in this infinite web, right?
Right.
And the snake for me has always been a powerful symbol. When I was in college, I did a whole series because I read about all these ancient indigenous cultures that all had a really similar creation story about the egg of the universe being birthed by a serpent or by a snake. Right. And so I did a whole series of that. And then just in the past couple years, I brought one of them out, this painting I did in 2006 of the snake and in the egg of the universe. And it was a rainbow serpent. It was a rainbow snake. Right. And I brought it out. And that weekend we met this whole tribe of our medicine teachers. And after that weekend, we found out that their name for their tribe is the rainbow serpent.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Again, that's you and the universe, man. Just connecting right there. All right. Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Well, Kate Cleaves, one more weekend to see her at Sawdust Art Festival's Winter Fantasy, and one more weekend to purchase something fabulous. You'll definitely see me there this weekend. Yay. Thank you very much for stepping into the Artist Corner this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
And please come back sometime. Can
Definitely.
we do that? Can we do this again?
You would love to.
All right, I'd love to as well. And welcome to Laguna.
Thank you.
And you're just one wall, whatever you got to hang. Hey, welcome to Beach Cottage. We had a small beach cottage for a dozen years. There's nothing better.
We love it.
It's a cool life. All right, Kate Cleaves, the Artist Corner, 8:25 the time. It's the Mornings with Ed show.